This is Aeneid, Book 4, lines 259 to 299. When we start, Jupiter has given Mercury orders to go find Aeneas and tell him to shake a leg and get out of Carthage. As soon as he, meaning Mercury, touched the huts with his winged feet, he caught sight of Aeneas founding citadels and renewing houses, decked as roofs, literally metonymy there. And this illy is dative, ensis is the subject, and to him there was, or he had, a sword, stellatus, studded with yellow jasper. Jasper is a type of stone, semi-precious stone. So he's got this fancy sword with him, and his cloak burned or glowed, probably would be better, with Tyrian purple. Again, very fancy stuff. This cloak having been lowered from his shoulders, so it's kind of halfway down his shoulder. Gifts, we're pulling Munera. Munera is in a positive to the sword and the cloak. We're going to pull it out of this relative clause. Gifts which rich Dido had made and had plucked out or picked out or divided and she had divided the textile, the fabric, with thin gold. So there are little gold threads that are interwoven in this fabric, making it even triple fancy. Immediately he, meaning Mercury, attacks. Very aggressive way to say he said. You are now placing the foundations of High Carthage, and you are building up a beautiful city, too excessively devoted to your wife. Uxorious is actually an English word as well. Alas, person, oblite is a vocative participle. Alas, person or man, forgetful of your kingdom and of your affairs. The ruler of the gods himself, and he who turns the sky and the lands with his power, sends me to you from famous Olympus. He himself orders me, there's a me in here, to bring these commands through the swift air. What are you constructing? What are you doing? Or in what hope do you waste your leisure time in Libyan lands? If the no glory of such great affairs moves you, or if the glory of or for such great affairs does not move you, and you yourself do not heap up or pile up labors, tasks for your own praise, for praise of yourself, look back upon Ascanius as he rises, as he grows up. Ascanius, the hope of your heir Iulus, to whom the kingdom of Italy and the Roman land is owed. So basically, if you're not thinking of yourself, think of your son. The Selenian one, meaning Mercury, having spoken with such a mouth, with such words, left behind mortal sight in the middle of his speech, and in the distance he vanished into thin air from the eyes. Yet truly Aeneas was struck dumb at the sight, out of his mind, and his hair stood on end at the horror. We're going to put a sunt in here with a recti, and his voice clung in his throat. He burned to go away in flight, and to leave behind this sweet land, astonished by such a great warning and by the order of the gods. Alas, what should he do? The agat here is subjunctive. We need to reflect that deliberative subjunctive. Quo agrees with ad fatu. With what speech now should he dare to approach the raging queen. Dido is a little bit nutty at this point, and she's gonna get nuttier. What beginning should he first take up? And he divides his swift mind. Now here, now this way, now that way. So he's trying to decide what to do. So he's swiftly jumping from one idea to another. Now this way, now that way. And he seizes his mind again into various parts or various opinions, and he turns over it. He turns over through everything in his mind. That is, this sentiment, this idea, seemed more powerful to this dative participle substantive to him as he wavered, as he alternated between one idea and another. He calls nestheos, Greek accusative there, and sergestus and brave serestus. Now we go into subjunctive here. This is what he says. Let them silently make suitable the fleet, or fit out the fleet, and let them gather their allies to the shore, or at the shore. Let them prepare arms, and let them conceal what the reason is for renewing things, renewing the works. Coming up here is indirect statement, that meanwhile he, since excellent Dido should not know and would not hope such a great love to be broken, that he would test approaches to her, that is, and what times would be softest for speaking, and what method we're going to understand to sit in here. So what method would be right for affairs, the times, the circumstances. They all happily obeyed the command quickly and carried out the orders. New phase, we go now to Dido. Yet the queen sensed ahead, or felt ahead, the deceit. Parenthetically, from Virgil, we get a little comment here. Who might be able to deceive a lover? She first caught word of the motions or movements to be, fearing everything safe. Fearing meaning fearing even everything safe. So she's so crazy that she's kind of paranoid. That same impious fama that brought down to the raging woman, that this part down here is an indirect statement, that the fleet was being armed and fitted and prepared, and the course prepared.